Two. Oh, dog. Is that enough to do a summon? Oh my god. Okay. Let's do it. Like, why not, right? I mean, we have to, because the points are going to be taken either way, so let's just do it and see what we get. Here we go.
Shoot him, Kevin!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the free to play. As you can see, I'm feeling quite a bit better. Still nasally, still coughing and all that stuff, but we're getting there. So I'm actually able to function without needing medication for the symptoms, right? So let's talk about all the news that has dropped today and everything going on. First of all, yeah, there's so much. So we finally have our free legendary that will be dropping over the next several days. Um, I think he's going to be really good, but it really doesn't matter. One thing I'm becoming to realize more and more is that it's very easy to sit there and say, well, quite frankly, we've had really good free legendaries for several events now. Um, that being said, even if this champion isn't good, you can still look at it from the perspective of it is a free legendary. Um, the kit does look good. I think they are going to be good. Um, I do think my plans for this champion will likely be as a clan boss damage dealer. And I know that most of the time when we talk clan boss damage, you want poisons. Um, but when you start getting into unkillable teams and things like that, if we look at Sun Wukong does more damage most of the time, depending on affinity, than my Kale. And that's because you can take a regular hitter and still do a ton of damage. Poisons are a bonus. Poisons are easy because they're not dependent on gear, which is why it's so strong early game. But as you get into the mid and the late game, you can start bringing just really hard hitters that you can build up. So the fact that he can ignore all of the defense on a boss is really strong. We'll go over his kit here in a second, but I did want to just mention that real quick. That was my first thought, is that he may come into play on my clan boss team until we figure out a more permanent team. My team is in flux at the moment. We're getting pretty close to being completed on that team, though, I feel like. Or at least the next iteration of that team is quite close. What am I waiting on? Did I just get sick and, like, completely forget that we're good to go on that team now? I bet you that's what happened. Because didn't I put the books and they landed where they needed to? Yeah. Why have I not moved up on my clan boss team? I don't know. Well, I have some stuff to do over the next couple of days, that's for sure. All right. So, before I get into any other stuff, one last thing. The reason I had this up is because I wanted to talk about it. If you do care about Clan v Clan points, you can time the collection of this guy a week from today. Now, so it's 7 days. If you've already logged in once today and haven't yet, you'll only be 1 day down. Just not clicking these isn't enough. If you log in, whether you click it or not, you're going to get credit for it. And it will, like, if I didn't click this today, I logged in, I X'd it out, opened it back up, and day 2 was clicked, right? So that happens for the boss too. There's no, or for the boss, for the champion too. There's no way for you to save that guy unless you don't log in for a period of time. So if you think about it today, right? Tuesday, if you only logged in once, that's day 1. Monday would be day, and you got to think it from your time relative also to when Clan v Clan starts. In a perfect world, you want to line it up so day 7, you log in on day 7 during Clan v Clan. Now, the easiest way to do this is say I log in over the next. By the way, I'm not doing this on my account. I want to be perfectly clear about that. But if you do want to do this, log in until you collect the day 6 award, and then don't log back in until Clan v Clan has started. I am not doing this, and I advised my clan that they are not required to do it, nor do I recommend they do it. Losing out on 2 days worth of resources, progress, all that stuff isn't worth 30,000 clan v clan points. Now, your clan, the other clan you're up against may feel differently and may be encouraging, hey, just don't play for 2 days or whatever the case may be to their clan. I am not in that camp. I want to play the game, and I don't think that it makes any sense to say, hey, don't play your game that you really enjoy just to get some points in Clan v Clan. That's not even personal rewards. Let's keep that in mind. It's not even a personal rewards, okay? It's just a regular Clan v Clan. So even if you lose, even if the whole other team all get 30,000 points off this dude and you lose, you only need to hit your minimum. You know, maybe you don't get the rings, but you get everything else, right? Okay. So now let's talk about the account real quick because a lot of stuff happened. I completed it. I can't show it to you, which is very frustrating. I completed the champion training event all the way to the last book. Now, on this account, sorry, 1 second. I have tissues here. Trying to make sure I'm off camera. Okay. Now, I completed the champion training event all the way to the last book. I was super happy about that. It took a little bit of gems. Not a lot. As you can see, I have a large collection still. But I was able to complete it. And our allure is almost max level. Now, I don't have gear on her yet. I thought about gearing her up in this video. However, I have not hit her to level 60 yet. It is possible, if I wanted to, that I could spend some brews to upgrade her. That's not that bad now. Taking me down to 75. This is usually what I'll do. I'll grind them out in campaign. By the way, reminder, it's recommended if you're trying to be optimized that you level up your champions once they're 6-star. You level them up in Minotaur and also get their masteries. I don't do the optimized version. I do the lazy version because I have a full-time job and many accounts to manage. We're going to talk about that shortly. So, for me, I've gotten her up to this point. I don't mind spending the brews to finish her off here and get her max level. Now, how does this hurt me? It would hurt me for future champion training events and tournaments, but I'm okay with that because I want Allure now, and I want her power now to help me progress in Fire Knight, which is one of the most important dungeons, especially for PvP. I'm not going to do that here on camera. I think what I'm going to have to do is build her out in tomorrow's video. My plan was to build her out in today's video, but I didn't realize I was going to have so much to talk about in today's video. Because we just have so much to go over, I'm not going to have time, because I don't want the video to be too long, to build her out on camera. But I do want to do it with you guys to see the thought process and everything behind it. So I will wait to knock that out with you guys on camera. I'm not gonna stream it, mostly just because of how I've been feeling and everything. I'm not really up to streaming, but I do want to build her, and we'll also need to rebuild Venomage. So I've got some work to do in the account. I mean, we need to rebuild Venomage to be Venomage needs to be able to do Sun Wukong level damage here. So We're gonna have some work to do to get that figured out, but I'm pretty confident that we can do that. Okay, let's talk about everything else. So news. So that I didn't even get about. We talked about the new champion, the champion chase champion or whatever you want to call it. Um, but we didn't talk about the cool event that they did. So basically, they did Monster Hunter and Plarium, the creators of Monster Hunter, and Plarium, the creators of Raid Shadow Legends, collaborated and are putting characters into the game using armor from the Monster Hunter universe. I am not familiar with Monster Hunter. I know a little bit about it, very, very small amount about it from friends of mine that were really big into it a couple years ago. This is back when I was still in the military. So, um, but it's never been my type of game. I'm more of a strategy type of gamer or like really engrossed in a storyline type of gamer. Um, and just everything I saw from it didn't appeal to me. I'm not saying anything about the game in particular. It just wasn't my style of game. However, the champions look really sweet and the kits look really good. So first things first, let's talk about I don't even know what uh faction oh, he's Bannerlords, right? Or yeah, Blade Mat. Yeah, right? Yeah, Rathalos. I do want to say one thing, okay? And y'all can let me know in the comments how you feel about this. So I was looking at them earlier today, and I saw this chick here, Zinogre Blademaster, right? Um, I haven't really looked at her kit that much. It's big on multi-hitting, so there is potential like for Fire Knight, bringing Weaken as well. Um, a cool like anti-death mechanic. So an interesting champion. I like that they bring leech and decrease attack. Um, and even if you don't book them, they're still pretty high chance. I like the increased speed on all allies, of course, and but it's from an attack, which is cool too. So you're not just like buffing everybody and doing nothing. It's like you do a bunch of damage and then also giving your team speed. I think that's really good. So I do think this is a solid champion, especially for Fire Knight progression. It's not one that I'm gonna go after. I think this is the fusion, right? Uh, yeah. Sorry, I got dog hair in my mouth. All right. So that she's the fusion. But I wanted to say something about her that kind of didn't make sense. And I just it doesn't make sense to me that the blonde-haired, blue-eyed chick is part of the Shadow Kid, and then this dude who is so clearly looking like some form of samurai is in the Bannerlords. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like those two should be swapped. Or maybe she even is more of a barbarian with the kind of like if you look at the barbarian style for their champions, I mean they also got the archer, which is definitely kind of barbarian-esque. I mean, you could argue that all of these belong in barbarian, but like I don't know. I just thought I was like she just doesn't feel very like Shadowkin to me as much as many of the other kind of champion. If you just look at the style of most of the champions in Shadowkin, it's very Asian themed, you know, Asian lore, stuff like that, you know, like Fox lore and things like that. So I don't know. I just didn't think she really fit into this faction. And I felt like this dude really did, right? Like he really, I mean, he looks like Shredder from Ninja Turtles, straight up. But definitely gives more of a samurai vibe to me. So But anyways, uh, let's talk about their kits. So we already went over the Shadowkin one. Let's talk about the free guy here. So, 50% chance on a one hitter, 65% when booked. Cannot be resisted though. So good attack brings decreased defense. On an A1, theoretically you're getting them on like a 2-to-1 ratio or a 3-to-1 ratio, so they should have chances to apply this. um, so attacks one enemy. Every second use of this skill in a round will attack all enemies instead. So basically, um, I'm I don't know how it works, and they may have tested it. I haven't seen any videos on it, but my theory is that you attack the first time in round one. In let's say you're in round one, and every round is each wave. So round one is the first wave, round two is the second wave, round three is the boss. Right? If you're doing uh clan boss or spider, round one is the boss. So if the first hit is a single target hit and the second hit is an AoE hit, I assume the third hit would be a regular hit and the fourth hit would be an AoE hit. That is how I interpret it, but it hasn't been tested. I don't think anyone can test it yet until we get access. But regardless, for what I'm thinking about using the boss for, or the champion for, I don't know that it matters. So we'll also ignore 25% of the target's defense. If the target is a boss, it'll ignore 100% of the target's defense. I want to be clear about how good ignoring 100% of the defense is. It's one of the reasons that now this champion comes to mind right away because I use them a lot and I'm familiar with them, but Mortu Macabre hits so hard because he ignores 100% of defense. Um, that is why I build him the way that I do. And he hits so hard. So in theory, this guy will hit just as hard, however, only two bosses, which brings him into a little bit of a better balance. And I think that's a really good ability in general. Now, I do wonder about for Hydra, you know, if that second hit is hitting all of the heads, you're getting a lot of damage that way. So, assuming his multipliers are good as well. We always got to remember the multipliers. So, for the A3, attacks all enemies before attacking, which is great. Self buffing, giving him increased crit damage and speed for 2 turns. Always love to see self buffs. Would prefer a self buff and then an extra turn because you reduce your cooldowns, but I think they did it this way. You'll notice they're on 2-turn cooldowns. They did it this way to kind of make it less cheesable. Increasing crit damage is a wonderful buff. I mean, you'll never say no to that. And obviously he's a DPS based character, so you're gonna have him 100% crit rate anyways. So being able to gain that extra percentage of crit damage is gonna be really valuable to his output. For the passive, he inflicts 50% more damage against targets under HP burn debuffs, receives 25% less damage from enemies under HP burn. Every 5th skill used by this champion deals 200% more damage. When you start talking about multiplying stuff by 200%, I mean, it gets ridiculous. Now, we don't know what his multipliers are. Let's assume for a second just that his multipliers are 0. We go to calculator, right? So let's assume he does 1487 damage, right? No multipliers, no extra attack on the champion or anything like that. So we ignore all the defense. We don't have to worry about that if we're doing it on a boss. And then you times it. Well, wait, how do you do 200% more damage? Maybe I should think about this a little bit. Percent 14.7. So it's almost, correct me if I'm wrong with my math here, but the way I read it is that, no, I don't want to, I'm not going to do the math because I don't know how it would work. But regardless, it's a lot of damage. 200% extra damage. You're not, because he's not even doubling. What's that? Triple damage? Am I right there? Or yeah, okay. He does triple damage. So a 200% increase means the original amount has tripled. For example, if the original amount was 100, a 200% increase would make it 300. Okay. I wanted to check my logic on that. So he does triple damage on every fifth skill. Now, I would assume because you may not want to put him in relentless in that or with that concept. I get no, actually it wouldn't matter. You would want relentless gear will be good for him. But what you want to make sure you do is you control which turn you're going to want your biggest hit. So basically what you're going to want to have happen is, what are the cooldowns? So 3-turn cooldown, 3-turn cooldown. So you would want to go in the following order, I feel like. I think you would want to do overhead slash into spirit step slash into spirit thrust would you get overhead slash again? Right? Because if it's on a 3-turn cooldown, so that goes on the cooldown for that, and then yeah. But you want this to be your 5th hitter because assuming the multipliers are better on this than this, which I'm assuming they will be, because this seems like his big damage hit. You would theoretically want that to line up in that rotation so that this is the 5th ability that he uses, because it's every 5th skill. So you would want this to always be the 5th ability because it would ignore all of the defense. So yeah, really, really cool kit. Really excited to to play around with him and see what we can do. But I can see value in him against Clan Boss. I really, really can. And definitely interested in him in general. So now let's get talking to the one that I am the most excited about, and I am going to do everything I can in my power to get this champion. So I forget what the R stands for. Nergigante? Gigante? Because isn't Gigante? Yeah, I'm going to say Nergigante. Archer. Um, Looks cool, but I don't have time to keep talking about their looks because we're running out of time on the video. We're already at 23 minutes. Increase accuracy on the A1. A2 attacks all enemies, but if and it places a stun, which is great for PvP. However, if it's a boss, it does decrease speed instead. If they land the stun, also decreases their turn meter, which, by the way, is very powerful with a stun effect, because what can sometimes happen is you stun a champion at the end of their turn, and they wake up right away. They still lose their turn, but it's less effective. Here, you also gain some time with them staying stunned. If you do the decreased speed instead, you fill the turn meter of all your allies by 10%. Now, it is on a... Oh, no, there is a cooldown. Yeah, so 3 turns. So freaking good. Would love to see this aura be in everything instead of just dungeons, because I think this is a really good lead character for Hydra. This ability is insane, and I really want to talk to you guys about this ability. I may have to go into this on the main account and show you my team, but this does what 2 champions on my team do. Places a hex debuff. I currently use Mithrala or Mishinaki to place the Hex debuff. If it's a boss, also does. Wait. Yeah, okay, sorry. I saw the instead and I got really panicked that I misunderstood it. Um, so if it's a boss, it does the Hex debuff for even longer and provokes for 2 turns. That is insane. My current provoker is Molly Tankard. She has a 50% chance to land a 2-turn taunt. I know it's a percentage. Yeah, 50% chance that a provoke for 2 turns will be used instead of her regular provoke. I am super reliant on that 2-turn provoke. If I can't land the 2-turn provoke, uh, I usually lose control and things start getting out of hand. This ability is so freaking good for Hydra Clan Boss. I am going to do everything I can to get this champion on my main account. 100%. This boss will open up so many avenues. Not only will she improve my main clan boss team and allow me to bring in a more consistent support that I don't currently have on that team, but she's also going to allow me to use my Mithrala and Molly on my second team, which will increase the efficiency of that team at a lower difficulty. Because right now I do brutal and then hard and then normal. My brutal team will then get stronger as well because she frees those 2 champions up to go to that team and fill out that role. This is like, I'm so excited for this champion. And then this ability heals all allies by 10% of their max HP when attacking enemies under a Hex debuff. Obviously, they're smart here and making it so you can't cheese this. And then increases this champion's defense by 5% each time this champion receives a hit. So you can get 30% extra defense. Her damage is based off of defense, so that will improve her damage output. But this heal is really good because currently my only healing that I have on that team comes out of Ugo. And it's inconsistent and relatively weak compared to some other healers that I've used in the game. So that's why I said I would bring another support. I almost don't need to do that now, too. I could just bring another nuker. I mean, she just frees up a whole extra slot on my main team, and I have to figure out what I want to do with that. So, crazy, crazy excited about this champion. We're running out of time. I do kind of want to look for the other ones. I know we talked about... So one of them's a Dark Elf. I know that. Is that all 4 of them? I haven't looked at this guy's kit. HP based, 15% if it's critical, 20% chance of an extra turn. Okay. So I do like seeing Ignore Stone Skin. Not a lot of champions have that. I have seen some speculation in videos today that this champion may not be HP based nukers tend to be less efficient than others. However, ignoring Stone Skin is very, very cool. And I'm of the impression that they will not make this champion super weak, because I'm sure that Monster Hunter wouldn't want this champion to be super weak. So we won't know for sure until multipliers and all that are figured out, like test server type stuff. But I'm hopeful that this champion will be good. However, if the multipliers are bad, unfortunately, they're not going to do a lot of damage. But there are nukers out there that are HP based. Magnar comes to mind as the first one. Mortu Macabre as well is HP based. So, this is okay. Fills if the attack is critical will ignore 50% of the target's defense. I think this is going to be his hardest hitter. Damage inflicted cannot be decreased by enemy passive skills or mastery, except by bosses. So this guy's PvP for sure. Champion inflicted damage inflicted by this skill cannot be increased by either this champion's masteries or ally passive skills, except when attacking bosses. So I think this is another reason why I think this guy is going to be OP. I feel like they're wording this as complexly as they are to rein it in when any 3 of this champion's skills are used in a round. And yeah, even further, it's a secret skill. When you think secret skills, peril, right? That's a secret skill. That thing decimates people. This could be pretty good. Gets a shield at the end of their turn and cannot be crit while under a shield, but it has to be placed by this champion. So, really, really cool kit. Let me see if I've missed anybody from the release, because they did say 5 new champions, but one of them's also a mythical. That's right. Nice Rev. Okay. All right, we're at 30 minutes. This is going to be a long one. I'm sorry. So this guy is another one I didn't look at yet. 40% chance of increasing 2 random buffs on all allies. Increase defense and shield equal to his max HP. That's what we want to see. Oh, I remember that. Yeah. So protected buffs if you're in a boss. I wonder, I don't know how this works. If you increase the duration of buffs on all allies, if he can just keep his protected buffs going. And you really only need to do this once, right? Then you have a full cleanse and a block debuff. So this is what, oh my god, I use them. Pythion does. If there's a boss, the block debuffs is protected. Again, so crazy good in Hydra, because one of the flaws of my Pythion is that I put to protect the block debuffs out there, but then it gets stolen by the head sometimes. So really, really good support champion, in my opinion. And then he gets turn meter fill, so he can be constantly going whenever he gets debuffed. I wonder if this works even if he's under a block debuffs. And then whenever a debuff is expired or removed, he gets healed. So I think this guy is interesting as a healer, as a support, for sure. I really like the buffs are protected concept. I mean, it's basically like a free protection gear. So I like that part of the kit. Alright, so now comes the part where I have to figure out if I want to keep talking about the account. Or, oh, the last thing I wanted to do was open up my Soulstone, my souls on the account. So I do want to knock that out. Because I don't want to wait. I really want to get these done. We're doing it because there is a tournament. I just don't want to wait. I want to get the souls on my account. I want to see if I can get anything good. Let's check my wish list real quick. So we'll put Ray on the wish list. I want to put a lure in here as well, I feel like. We don't want him in there anymore. I think we might go with her. She would be the next most likely that I would use. We're always going to use him. I would love to get better ones for him. Yeah. We'll keep these. As much as I want to lure, Clan Boss is the focus, right? So I want to get as much benefit for Clan Boss as possible. So let's start pulling. We'll pull the little guys first and work up to the big guys. I'm not going to make you all wait. We'll skip through and look and see what we got. Got some pretty decent ones that I want to keep. Godseeker, I would definitely keep. Jaregs, I would keep. Probably get rid of all the blue ones there. Got a legendary, a 1-star Rotos, a 1-star mythical. Nothing else too crazy there. This is relatively low points compared to my main account. I got really lucky on my main account on some of these. Oh, and Eva, not great. That Word Maiden one is interesting, but I don't think I'll ever have a Word Maiden on the account again. Oh, and I have a big announcement I need to make. That's gonna be a separate video. I'm making a separate video. There's so much I had to talk about today. Ooh, this is terrible. That's a terrible one. Okay. I am going to go through the collection because I'm going to have to make room anyways. So I'm just going to get rid of all the blues. If it's not a champion I'm going to use already, then it's not a champion I'm going to use. I'll make an exception for not. A few of the 1-star blessings I'm willing to give up on. Because I can usually purchase those when I get the champion. Like, if it's a champion I don't have, I'll pass on the 1-star. Godseeker's just too good, and she needs blessings very badly to do what you mostly want her, like a specific boss that you want her for. So, we're going to sell all of these. Yeah, I had much better score on the main account over that one. I'm really excited, though, because we are going to get to do 4 Immortals, which is really cool. Oh, we're going to get to do an Eternal, too, I think. No. We won't. Kinagashi. We've got Kinagashi, so we're definitely going to hold on to that one. Ouch. Always disappointing when you see low points out of these guys. Alright, that's a lot of points. Okay. And low points again. Alright. So, not quite enough to go up into that area, but we do have Kinagashi, so we'll be able to boost up Kinagashi with the Soul Collection. I kind of want to get rid of the Rain Beast, not going to lie. How much do I get for the Rain Beast Soul? 24? Nah, not nearly enough. I'll hold on to that for a little bit, but Rain Beast just isn't very good from my experience. That's tempting. What's this guy do? Because it's like, not only do I have to pull him, right? But he also has to be decent enough. So, in a 2-hitter that heals himself. Oh, no. What's his ratings? I just don't think he's it. Yeah. Ain't about it. Sorry. Das Booten. And we're going to open up a big boy. Decent points. Would love to see something for a champion I have. And we just swap a 6-star soul for a... Actually, Scion's not too bad, I don't think. I know I'm not a huge fan of him, but... Yeah, better reviews for sure. Well, heal reduction and block buffs. Pretty good. A Clet from him. After attack. I don't ever understand why you would do it after attacking. Kind of niche, to be honest. I don't think it's somebody that I would use too much of, but I think there is value for this champion in other parts of the game. All right. Super long video today. Super long video. We had a lot to talk about. I am going to... Oh, dog. Is that enough to do a summon? Oh my god, okay. Let's do it. Like, why not, right? I mean, we have to, because the points are going to be taken either way, so let's just do it and see what we get. Here we go. Let's go, dude! Let's go! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Herdig is solid. Let's go! You gotta be kidding me. Ah, man. Alright, I don't know his kit that well. So, grants an extra turn and decreases the cooldown of Stasis Strike. That's this ability. By 2 turns if this attack kills an enemy. Okay. Attacks all enemies, decrease defense, and decrease accuracy. Good in arena. This is a single target hitter. It fully depletes the target's turn meter. Okay. When ascended, will also attack all enemies if the first attack is critical. This AoE attack has 75% chance of placing Weaken for 2 turns. Will also place an HP debuff for 2 turns after the attack on the enemies whose turn meters are below 30%. I may be thinking about using Herdig wrong, but this could be the HP burn that I need. The problem is he probably hits really hard in this situation. And so he would kill the spiders as well as burn them. It fills this champion's turn meter by 10% every time they are hit. Occurs once per hit. Also fills this champion's turn meter by 20% whenever an ally dies. I know Herdig is solid, and if you consider that we got him for free, right? I'm not going to complain about that, dude. Oh my god, man. How do I make this video? Like, we're at 40 minutes, but so much has happened in it. God damn. All right. Well, hey, thank you guys for watching. What a freaking video. I am just in absolute shock right now. That just happened. The luck on this account is ridiculous. So yeah. Well, hey, you know what? Since this video is as long as it is, I'm also going to give you guys the big reveal, okay? So Hell Hades came out today with his video talking about what is needed to do the upcoming free-to-play challenge. He did not set he set specific limitations for content creators that have made at least 10 videos across 3 months. Well, we've crushed that. So I did apply to be in that event. It's only for 3 months. It's going to be very taxing on me, but I am going to try and do it. I will continue to do this free-to-play account, and I will also continue to run my clan and do my main account while working a full-time job, while being a parent. But I think that that will go in the direction of opening up this channel to new viewers, to new subscribers, to new members, to all kinds of different opportunities. that I want to take advantage of. So I absolutely think that it's a good decision. I gave it a lot of thought, and you guys wanted me to do it. So I looked today um, at my community tab, which I don't often look at, and I saw I had 70 votes. Now, I was expecting, like my previous poll had 25 votes. To have 70 votes on there and 83% of you saying, hey, go do that thing. I mean, it's very clear that you guys want me to do that. And I don't know if it's because you want to see how well I would do or you want to see me grow as a content creator or what, but I also love the fact that I get to pick the epic that I start with. So, we're going with Deacon, right? Like, we're going with Deacon. We know it works. We're going to go with Kale because we know it works. And we're going to get that big head start and do it up. So, that all starts on Friday. I do happen to have a couple of days off over the weekend. I think I work Friday, and then I'm off Saturday, and then I work Sunday, and then I'm off Monday. So I have kind of a period of time where I'll be able to get like a really big boost on the account. And then it's just a matter of running the stuff. But a lot of it's going to be me setting up auto runs while I'm at work and then putting the puzzle pieces together when I get home. So um this account will mostly only be logged into for recording videos, and I'll do most of that on my phone, like my daily stuff on my phone for this account. And then my main account is just gonna have to figure out when I can play it. So, um, a lot of finagling and a lot of stuff, but you guys want it. I'm excited because I'm gonna get to mingle with other content creators in Raid Shadow Legends, which I mean, it it could just open up opportunities to get advice, even if they're like, oh, like my biggest question right now is what do I do about making thumbnails? They may just, I've had some of you guys even say, just make a thumbnail, don't make a new one every time. Just make like rotate one and add, make it editable or something. Well, I don't know how to do that. Like I don't know where to start with making a thumbnail. So that's step one, right? But maybe they have some advice there. Like, I'm so excited for the opportunities that it brings. So I do apologize. This is a very long video, but so much really good information about the new characters. Awesome stuff that happened to the account. Like, oh my god, like I think Herndig just lapped Ray as being our next uh legendary that we level. Um, I don't know. I have so much to figure out now. That was nuts. That was absolutely nuts. So, okay. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video.